have a genuine question for Black women specifically. So if you're not a Black woman or a woman of color, please don't comment on this video. Maybe look at the comments if this video gets any traction, but I really only want to be hearing from Black women and women of color. What I really want to know is, Black women, what makes you feel safe?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Because at this point it's performative.
How about no? It's been 6 days, and honestly, Black women collectively have said leave them alone. And instead of leaving them alone, you make bracelets, you make think pieces about how you can be trusted or how...
Honestly, the only thing that makes me feel safe in a shared space is finding another Black person.
Hey fam, Gracie here once again. Welcome back to the channel. I am hoping that from wherever you my people are watching me from, you are doing alright and God has preserved you and protected you very well. As always, to you that continuously give support to the channel, thank you so very much for your support. That really means a lot to me. And as always, we do have an interesting episode to react on. And it has gotten a lot of people talking and expressing their opinions. Now, this is a palm-colored woman. After the events that we've all seen, during the concluded election, yes, you've seen a lot of palm-colored women coming out to buy blue bracelets to indicate that they voted for Kamala. Now, I'm not trying to say that there are no palm-colored women that voted for Kamala, but I think the action of them going ahead to buy blue bracelets to wear to indicate that they voted for Kamala got a lot of people to criticize this action, saying that this is so performative and they are trying to seek for validation and appreciation and, gratitude from Black women simply because, they decided to vote for, Kamala. Now, this palm-colored woman came with a question. She posed a question specifically to Black women, I think, or maybe Black people in particular. And she's like, what can we do to show and make you feel safe and secure in shared spaces? And of course, probably that question came out of a genuine heart, but it got a lot of Black women agitated and spitting facts and just expressing themselves. But it's not just Black women. You also have Black men that are saying, no, we are tired of our women always having to come out to validate and explain themselves when you guys have to do your work and find out what you have to do. Because if you do realize that there's a problem, then work out a solution by not just, consulting with Black women, but by doing your own homework. And of course, you guys, I know you will have your own opinions as well, and I want you to put it in the comment section. But we are going to watch this. We will definitely come back and I'll give you a few cents of my sentiments. Let's watch this, come back and talk about it.
I have a genuine question for Black women specifically. So if you're not a Black woman or a woman of color, please don't comment on this video. Maybe look at the comments if this video gets any traction, but I really only want to be hearing from Black women and women of color, because I've seen a lot about the blue bracelets on this app, and I think we're all in agreement that it's very performative and it isn't actually something that is for Black women. It signifies to us, women who look like me, that we voted blue, but what I really want to know is, Black women, what makes you feel safe when we're in shared spaces? What can I do, and those in my circles do, to make you feel seen and heard and safe when we are in shared spaces? Feel safe when we're in shared spaces. What can I do?
What you could do is learn from the Polish defectors that were fighting during the Haitian Revolution and neutralize your racist community members. However neutralization looks like to you, they need to be immobilized. What you can do is pull a John Brown at your Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner. Really, there is no day that's not the right time to pull a John Brown. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to wait for a special occasion. You can just do the shit. You can just do the shit. That's what people are asking for you to do. It's to neutralize the threats in your communities, in your home. The people that you're raising, that you grow up with, that you work with, that you go to school with, that you go to church with, that you go and see at the doctor's, that you go and see at the grocery store. They live around you. They live around you. They don't live around us because they're racist. They don't want to be around us. They want to be around you, which gives you the opportunity to do what so many of us can't do, which is neutralize the threat. Stop asking this dumbass fucking question and just do that. I guarantee you a lot of people will feel way safer, so much safer, if you were to just do that. You know what I'm saying? Good luck.
No, is Black women, what makes you feel safe when we're in shared?
You can't make us feel safe. And this isn't a recent thing. It's just something that we've always known. I used to be told as a kid, you know, it's great to have friends that look all different kind of ways and have all different sort of backgrounds, but you will never be safe with white women, with white children, with white girls, ever. And I was proven that to be true over and over and over again. It doesn't mean that we can't have relationships. It doesn't mean we can't be friends. It doesn't mean that we can't have partnerships. It means that there isn't true safety that can be built in those relationships because of our history. And there isn't a Black woman in America that can point to her entire interactions with white women and can't say that there wasn't at least one woman who seemed like she was progressive enough or safe enough, and it turned out that she was actually problematic. Every Black woman I know has a story that's like that, and that's just what it is. But I don't think that the goal needs to be, how do I make Black women feel safe, because you can't really even attempt to do that without virtue signaling and centering yourself. But what you can do is find ways to decenter yourself and find ways to go from this whole allyship pipeline up to being an advocate or being an abolitionist and really understanding what that means. But making us feel safe, you can't really make us feel anything, but there's too much hurt, there's too much harm, and there's too much history to really build in true safety. But if you want to take a step to build in more psychological safety, you have to stop making it about you. You have to start listening. You know, it's a good place to start.
Women, what makes you feel safe when we're in shared spaces?
Speaking for myself as a Black woman, there's never been an expectation for a white woman to make me feel safe. You guys are not usually safe spaces, and you're asking what could you do. Y'all would have to do the work. Y'all would have to do the work. Y'all would have to y'all would have to do the work, okay? Y'all, your sons is buck wild, your men's is buck wild. Y'all would have to clean up your own house before you worry about how we feel in any space. In any space.
Only want to be hearing from Black women and women of color.
We tired of telling y'all, because you don't listen. So if you would kindly stop making these type of videos. It's not our responsibility to like y'all because you did the right thing. It is not our responsibility to teach you how to treat another human being. It is not our responsibility. Do you not understand the fact that you coming to us asking us for help, yet one more time is a problem? Thank you. Is that what you want to hear? Thank you. Thank you. Why? Why do you think I'm going to tell you thank you? You did what was right. If you voted blue, you voted for yourself, not me. So please stop race baiting us with black women, what can we do? Because you didn't do what you needed to do, and that's why we got what we got. How about you make a video saying, white man, this video is for white men and white men only. Why don't you start there? Start in your household. Start with your daddies and your brothers, your uncles, and your damn husbands. And come on the video and then tell us what you've done. Don't ask us for help. Just come and tell us what you've done because you recognize the problem. We know what the problem is, and we tired of having to explain it to you. And we don't want to hear anymore of this race bait black women. This is for black women only. And blue bracelets. No, bitches, we are tired of that shit. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Teach us how to not be racist. Can you teach me how to feed my baby? Next thing you know, we're back to being a mammy. Ain't nobody got time for it. We tired. We are not responsible for your feelings, your emotions, your household, your intelligence. We're not responsible for you. We got our own stripe, our own shit. We got a lot of shit going on in the world, but then you want us to help you even more. That is the most selfish bullshit I've ever heard in my entire life. Y'all need to get off your big old white horses because you ain't goddamn Beyonce and get down here to earth and figure out that we are not responsible for you.
I have a genuine question for black women.
No. I have a question. No. The answer is no. Okay? Go do the goddamn work yourself. Okay? Black women have given you all the answers, all the explanations, all the scenarios. They've done it on multiple mediums. The internet, literature, bitch, YouTube. They've done it. Social media. Go and do the work, bitch. Go do the work. You gotta do it yourself this time. The girls are tired. The ladies are tired. Black women are tired. They're tired of you, Amy, Sarah Beth, Becky, Kate, Caitlin, Tegan, Cadence. They're tired of you. Go do the work. Stop asking the girls questions. You didn't even listen to the last time when they gave you the answers. So now you have to go do everything yourself. Go down to the Googles, down to the YouTubes, or down to your local library and get to getting. Shoot.
You feel safe when we're in shared spaces. What can I have a genuine question for black women specifically. So if you're not
black women, I say we don't help them anymore. We're not doing any more emotional labor for them. We're not doing any more critical thinking labor for them, intellectual labor for them, emotional intelligence labor for them, social labor for them. No. To the white woman I'm stitching, if you don't know if you're a safe space for black women, that to me lets me know everything I need to know about you. Because if you are a safe space for black women, you would know from your relationships with black women whether you are or not. And I'm saying this as someone with an aunt and a former boss who are white women who are safe spaces for me. If you have to ask, the answer is no.
specifically, so if you're not a black woman or a woman of color,
How about no? It's been 6 days, and honestly, black women collectively have said leave them alone. And instead of leaving them alone, you make bracelets, you make think pieces about how you can be trusted or how they need to find ways to trust you. And now you are demanding free labor. Because that's what this is. You, instead of doing the work, sitting down, thinking about what could possibly be making black women feel unsafe, you demand that they tell you. And yes, I know that I'm not a black woman or a woman of color, but you don't care about their boundaries. So hopefully crossing your boundaries intentionally lets you know how this feels.
specifically, so if you're not a black woman or a woman of color.
But see, that's just it. A black woman and a woman of color will not necessarily have the same experiences. Black is black. It's special.
But what I really want to know is, black women, what makes you feel safe?
You can start by stop asking us these questions. This is not me trying to be harsh.
This is just me trying to create a reality for you to understand that we are no longer capable of showing you guys or teaching you guys what needs to be done, which is such a basic answer. I'm not quite sure how you guys were not able to figure this out by now. So at this point, we are removing ourselves from these forums. We are removing ourselves from these Q&As. You all need to get together yourselves. Your own community needs to get together yourselves and ask these questions and figure it out. Because this question is proving all over again that you guys have not been listening and you guys have not been paying attention. These blue bracelets, I have no respect for them, because at the end of the day, you guys get to have a distinguishing marker to determine who's a safe space for you. I can put on these stupid ass blue bracelets and still be seen as a black person in this country. And if I have to explain what that means, once again proves you guys have not been paying attention. You guys have not been listening. And for those who do not understand, you're the ones that just jump on bandwagons when it comes to marches and movements for Black civil rights, for Black human rights, just for us to be Black. You just want to jump in the crowds and record for clicks, likes, and views. So no, there is nothing you can do for me to make me feel safe, because no matter what, I will always be that black pepper flake in a bowl full of salt, and I will be all that you notice. And you'll wonder, how did they get in there? And then you try your best to get me out. So ask this question amongst yourselves. Don't ask us this. Stop asking us these questions.
Black women, what makes you feel safe when we're in shared spaces?
Hi, good Tuesday morning. I'm here to disrupt the algorithm. I'm not going to talk about the original contents of the video that I'm stitching from. Not going to talk about the blue bracelet. Not going to talk about politics in general. And I'm not going to pretend to sit here and speak for all Black women in general, because even myself, I have been outcasted within Black women among the Black community, because I am not the typical Black woman at all. I am a chameleon. I am an anomaly. I am multifaceted. I am all the things. So let me just express what makes me feel safe among spaces within all women of all races in general. Just embrace my weird, embrace my quirks, embrace any and everything about me, and embrace the fact that I am a multifaceted individual with a lot to offer.
I have a genuine question for Black women, specifically, so if you're not...
I have a genuine request. Yeah. As a Black woman, I would like you to leave us the fuck alone. Leave us alone. Let us exist in our communities. Learn on your own. Until, well, whenever. The rest of your life, baby. Yeah.
I have a genuine question for Black women, specifically.
I'm obviously not the demographic that you made it very clear you want the information from, but as a fellow white woman here, I'm going to try to call you in on this. What you're asking for is for Black women to provide you unpaid labor in the form of education for something that is easily accessible by many Black women directly on this app for free, geared towards white women or white folks in general. They come across my timeline all the time, so I highly doubt if you are within those spaces where you would want Black people, Indigenous people, or people of color to feel comfortable around you. Their content should be somewhere within your algorithm, right? But I have a feeling you've probably come across their content before and it's made you feel uncomfortable. Anti-racism education isn't going to be fucking comfortable. Period. And I'm assuming that might be why you made this video, so you want people to seek you out to answer it. Stop doing that. Don't do that. One of the simplest things you can do is to be proactive in putting the work in and being active within anti-racism.
I have a genuine question for Black women.
I am not a Black woman, but I have a feeling that a lot of people who are asking this question on social media don't follow Black women content creators or just Black women in general. So I'm going to tell you what they've been saying this whole time. If you hear your brother use the N-word playing a video game, fucking beat his ass. If you hear your dad say something stupid, don't be afraid to call him out and step up if necessary. And this isn't just for the men in your lives. There are dumbass fucking bitches too. And you need to start calling them out. Oh, but I don't want to lose my friendship. That's why they don't trust you. That's why no one fucking trusts you. Because you are too scared to even do it in your own home, let alone out in a community and stand up for people that you don't fucking know. So, start standing up.
I have a genuine question for Black women. Specifically, so if you're not...
Nothing. Nothing at all. Because at this point it's performative. If you have not lived your life to make it a safe space for people, doing something now isn't going to do it. It's not going to do it. Sorry. I have a friend that I've known since elementary school. And that's probably one of the safest spaces I feel around white women, because in the workforce and everything else, it's always going to be somebody that is going to make you feel a way when you raise your voice or you are passionate about something. It's always going to be that's going to make you feel like it's throwing microaggressions at you or macroaggressions at you or just aggressions at you. So no, there's nothing that you can do. There's nothing that you can say that is going to make us be like, oh yes, I find you a safe space. Because time and time and time again, you all play a very dirty game. So that trust level's gone. And I can be cordial. And if our shared space is a workspace, I can come in, do my job, be cordial to you, but you ain't ever got to worry about kicking it or kikiing with me. We'll never sit down and go to lunch together. I don't care about the ties that bind. None of that. I don't care. Because time and time again, you all have shown us who you are, and we are choosing to believe it. So nothing. Thanks, though.
I have a genuine question for Black women. Specifically, so if you're not...
Hey girl, hey. I'm just trying to figure out where y'all be finding time to ask us questions. Why y'all always questioning us? Why y'all can't ask questions to y'all fellow palm-colored Whytea people? I'm just trying to figure it out. Why is there always a question? We don't want to answer y'all questions. We don't got no answers. I don't know. It's nothing. Because this is annoying. Like, I'm sick of the questions.
Black women, what makes you feel safe when we're in shared spaces?
Nothing. Like, by virtue of you being in this space, I am not safe. If there is a white woman in the space, I am not safe. Like, aside from like maybe 3 white women that I can count, I don't feel safe when white women are in this space. And like, one of those is my best friend, who I met when she was 19 and I was 22. We've been friends for 17 years. So that's why I feel safe with her. But even then, by virtue of her being a white woman in a space with me, other people can weaponize her whiteness against me. Like, she would fight like hell for it not to happen, but like, that is a possibility. That's a reality. We don't feel safe in spaces with you, and we never will as long as white supremacy and patriarchy exists, because of where white women position themselves in white supremacy and patriarchy. And just another thing really quickly, you started this off talking about Black women specifically, you repeat Black women specifically, you ask Black women, but you also do this thing where you say Black women and women of color at some point. Maybe step one is learn the difference. And maybe in 17 years, you'll be safe for a Black woman in your life.
Black women, what makes you feel safe when we're in shared spaces?
Honestly, the only thing that makes me feel safe in a shared space is finding another Black person. I'm going to scan the whole area. I'm like, all right, you know, maybe make eye contact, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? Just in case some shit crack off. And it's not even to say we scared or you make us uncomfortable, but let one of you motherfuckers break out into tears in public. We're leaving. I don't know what y'all doing, but we're leaving. We're not even going to stick around for the theatrics. Here's one thing you can do before we get into shared spaces is go have them uncomfortable conversations with your sons and daughters. Go have them uncomfortable conversations with your grandchildren, with your husbands, your fathers, your sons, your uncles, your granddaddies. Go talk to them before we get into shared spaces, because they're the ones fucking up the shared spaces. Y'all just benefiting from it.
You feel seen and heard and safe when we are in shared spaces.
Have you ever seen the movie Malcolm X, directed by Spike Lee? So, I wasn't gonna stitch this. I am very much in my minding my black ass business era. But when I saw this video, the first thing I thought of is Malcolm X. See, in the movie, it depicts a real thing that happened, wherein a white woman asked Malcolm X, hey, is there anything that I can do as a white woman to help with the cause? To which he responded, no, there's nothing you can do. Not a thing. And yeah, this is the same answer for your question. There is nothing you can do. See, if you understand why we feel the way we do, you already know the answer to that question. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back to minding my own black ass business. You have a good day.
As Black women, what makes you feel safe when we're in shared space?
Nothing. And I know I speak for every Black woman when I say there's absolutely nothing that you can do while we're in shared space to make us feel safe. Because the truth of the matter is we will never ever trust you, so we will never ever feel safe. I hope that answers your question.
I have a genuine question for Black women, specifically, so if you're not...
I have a genuine answer to your question. There's nothing that you can do. And after you take that answer, let me give you the rest. You genuinely can't do anything for me because my parents taught me. Just like all the other Black women that you're asking that question to. They raised us how to live Black and navigate in a racist white world. So we don't need you to try to make us feel safe. Our safety is being cautious. Our safety is listening to actions. Our safety is listening to the words to know when we can trust somebody. They also taught us to rely on ourselves and that our voices, you hear mine right now, are strong enough and that we can get our point across and that we don't need, because your video comes off just a little bit like white woman savior complex or let me hijack a scenario that's not about me. We don't need your help. We got this. So the best thing that you can do to make me feel good in shared spaces to feel safe is to mind your own business. And I'll keep living my life. But as always, I am sending peace, love, and good vibes. Everybody have a great night.
Always Black women, what makes you feel safe when we're in shared space?
Nothing. Now, Black women are not a monolith, so I won't speak for all for it, but this Black woman, nothing. There's nothing you could do in a shared space that's ever going to make me feel 100% comfortable. Not enough to let my guard down. My head is always on a swivel and I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. In my experience, when you let your guard down too much, that's when you get got. So nothing. That doesn't mean I won't share space. That doesn't mean I don't know how to be cordial. I don't care how far left you lean. I'm going to always have my eye on you. So nothing. I think a better use of your time and any other white woman who has the same sentiment is to focus on other white women. Start having those tough conversations. Start confronting those tough topics and trying to really, really understand why the majority of your collective is still willing to vote against their own interests and are not seen as safe spaces. Focus there and stop trying to coddle and console Black women. We good.
I have a genuine question for Black women. Specifically, so if you're not...
I am not, obviously, but I hope you listen to me anyway. I know you meant well with this, but you are putting all the emotional labor onto Black women. We need to stop going to them to ask how to be a better person. We should just be better. And that is the answer that you're looking for, to just be a good person. You should show with your actions that you are a safe space, not with your words, not with a blue bracelet. Show it. If you are able to, like if you're safe to do so, have those conversations with those difficult people. Stop trying to not rock the boat. There's so many people coming out, specifically white women, saying like they've had to unfriend people over this. Why were you friends with those people to begin with? You know what I mean? This should have happened a while ago. At the end of the day, past all this, you shouldn't be doing things to get people to like you. You should do things because you feel that it is right. I don't do it to make other people like me. You don't have to like me. I'm still going to make sure you have rights. You know what I mean?
I have a genuine question for Black women. Specifically, so if you're not...
So this is coming from a white presenting Indigenous person. Okay? Are you ready? Are you ready? Leave Black women alone. That's it. That's the TikTok.
When we're in shared spaces, what can I do?
I'm going to try to do this with some grace. Now I'm in the hospital, so you may hear my IV go off, so I apologize in advance if it does. There's almost nothing that makes us feel safe with you because we are never allowed to acknowledge the fact that you are a problem for us. Because whenever we do, suddenly we give a dissertation of all of your marginalized places. So we smile and we deal with it, and we never get to fully express our anger, fully express our joy, fully express our personage. And those people who do allow that for that with us don't have to ask these questions. We just want to be, and we have never been allowed to, because there is a deep-seated wound, mother wound in the American people. Because once again, we are not allowed to acknowledge the fact that you are also our oppressor. And until you're okay, until you uncouple from the need to separate yourself from that, we will never feel fully safe around you.
This was a long one, but I think it has been worth it because I wanted all of us to hear the opinions of these amazing women. You probably can resonate with some of their opinions, or probably you disagree. You will have to put your thoughts in the comment section. There's no problem with you disagreeing or agreeing with whatever that is said in here, as long as you keep it respectful, right? Now, this does not mean that there are no Black women that are friends with white women. Yes, there are those. In fact, some of the women in here have expressed themselves and said that they do have white friends or white best friends and they are safe with them, but they also still realize that the whiteness of their best friends can actually be weaponized against them. And therefore, Black women are always on guard or always looking out for themselves. And it is always these microaggressions and passive aggressiveness and just speaking condescendingly. In the first place, a lot of Black women come out to say that even when they are sharing workplace spaces, these people, whenever they see a Black woman that is doing better than them, it's like a threat to them. All of a sudden, they start, beefing with them and stuff like that. It's like even when you are in a workspace where there are palm-colored women, they have to watch you. Whatever you're doing, it's like you're not qualified. Even if you are more qualified than them, you are literally questioned about everything. And this is exactly what is happening right here in the same video, that this woman is coming out with questions instead of her doing her own homework. Everything has to be centered around you. Like, you have to be the center of attention. You have to be the center that even when a Black woman is attractive and she's smart, she's talented, she's performing and excelling, she's a threat to you. So you have a problem with everybody else excelling, and you not excelling. That is a threat. That is an intimidation. So you have to work on your own insecurities. If you're really looking for solution, you are insecure and you have to work on that. And Black women are not going to help you to work on your insecurities for goodness sake. Are they supposed to do that? They can't help you to overcome your narcissism. They can't help you to overcome your toxicity. They cannot help you with the fact that you can't stand others doing well for themselves. How do you expect them to help you? Like, for real. These are questions that Black women should also ask you, and if you are capable of answering them. But the thing is, whenever Black women ask these right questions, you deflect, you distance yourself away from these questions. You start being aggressive and passively, being condescending to the same people that want to help you. Decenter yourself and decenter whiteness and decolonize. Like, there is a lot to dismantle. It is a system that you were raised in. You were raised to receive, always to be at the receiving end, and everybody else is supposed to be, a slave. How can they even answer you when they know you're the same oppressors? Because, for goodness sake, they may not say this thing, but yes, white supremacy, which system you are still in, is still the oppressive system that is oppressing Black people and Black women in general. I mean, these women have been explaining these things to you. If you're coming out to ask these questions after the concluded election, like, that means you have not been in spaces where Black women are. If you want to find out, maybe start this conversation with your own people in the first place. If you do the right thing, I feel like you should be excited and happy that you did the right thing. But why do you even need to prove a point by wearing bracelets to show that you are with Black women, as if you're doing this for Black women? You're supposed to be doing this for yourself. And it also shows you that a lot of these people want Black women to show gratitude for their choices, for the choices they have made. They want Black women to be like, thank you so very much, which takes us to white savior complex. That white people have that kind of complex that Black people all along, they have to be grateful for what we are doing for them. But you guys are not grateful for what Black people have done for you, but you want Black women to be grateful. You should do this expecting no thank you, but rather thank yourself for doing the right thing. Black women have been discriminated in the healthcare system, in the workplaces, like, even when they go to hospitals, they have been misdiagnosed, they've been called loud and aggressive simply because they can express their opinion. When they're passionate about something, that is a problem. You want these women to transform themselves and assimilate to your ways. They have, for goodness sake, fought for everybody else. They have literally given up their own families to fight for you. And all you do over and over is betray them. Use them to say the things that you cannot say. Ridiculous, right? I think Black people have always sacrificed everything to cater for them, palm coloreds. But they never are appreciative of what the Black people are doing. They are never appreciative. They want you to do more and more and more and more and more to keep proving yourself. But when have they ever come out to sacrifice and do the homework and also know that, hey, We are the problem. I think we need to work on this. They continuously betray black women. And I think black women are like, we've been told and we know the truth because we have seen you acting. You have said nice things, but when it comes to actions, you have acted differently. You have, pretended to care. Because such questions might come off as if you really care and you want to know. It's like a session of therapy where a therapist is like, what can I do to make you feel better? This is not a therapy session where you want to, find out how to make black women feel better. And we also should ask ourselves, are white women safe in spaces of black women? I think yes. In fact, black women have protected them. And this is the same reason as to why black women, when they are given a chance to choose between a white woman and a bear, they choose a bear. They would rather know that I'm taking a risk and I'll be torn apart by something that I know it's dangerous than actually being in a space where someone is pretending to be something good, but rather they are the opposite of good. And it's the same thing even black men say that if I am in an elevator with a white woman, if I am in the dark with a white woman, I have to watch out for myself. If a white woman starts crying, I must get myself out of the place. So ask yourself, these microaggression and macroaggressions that you are doing, how can you deal with these things? Black women are not going to help you find solutions because you're the problem. You can find solutions within yourselves. But until then, I think black women are done. They're literally tired. This video is already long, guys. I want you guys to let me know what you think in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. And please, I will see you in another amazing video. My name is Gracie and I love you. Peace.